Hello. Um, well, I'm not dead yet. They haven't cut the insurance yet, so that's good, I suppose. Um, I wanted to talk about the Dakota Access Pipeline and just a little bit on climate change, and then I'm going to tell you a story. And it's a story that means a lot to me. But as far as the Dakota Access Pipeline goes, it's almost like Trump has no regard whatsoever for the Native Americans, what we did to them, the fact that they're almost driven to extinction at this point. As a matter of fact, I know I don't look at my mother was of the Miami tribe of Indiana, and we're not exactly sure about the blood quantum. I think she was half. She could have been a quarter. I'm not sure. My grandmother looked full blood, but she might have been half. We don't know because they went into the reservation and they burned everything, and they burned all the records and walked them on the Trail of Tears, and everything's all messed up. But anyway, my mother was of the Miami tribe, and I know I look like my dad. That's just how the genetics flipped. And my mom's family, the kids turned out either or. They were all white looking or all totally native looking. There wasn't really any in between. But, so, it's, when I went out to Oklahoma, I didn't realize there were still some Miami down in Indiana and Peru because they'd taken the res away. But there is a res out in Oklahoma. And I went out there and learned the history, and I was all excited. I thought I was going to, get to meet my mother's people and whatnot. But what I was told is there aren't any full-bloods left. And so, effectively, the Miami tribe is extinct without any full-bloods. So, yeah, it drove my tribe to extinction. And, we're doing the same thing right now to other tribes, whether you realize it or not. And most don't, because it never gets reported. Now we're doing the Dakota Access Pipeline. Trump is pushing it through. And it's just not right. I mean, there have already been leaks in pipelines out there. They want to run it along over 1,000 miles of river. I mean, haven't we been stupid enough as a species? And haven't we put the Native Americans through enough? People are probably going to die out there over this. And everyone needs to put as much pressure on Trump as they can. If I had a ride, even as disabled as I am, I would go out there. I'd be on the front line. We could do it Gandhi style and just walk straight into it and let them kill us on video. I'd be willing to do that. I don't have a ride out there, so I'm stuck here making this video, but everyone should be willing to do that. If more people would get together and go out there and help them and protest, maybe something could be done. But, Trump loves his popularity, So anyway, that brings me to climate change. And one of the reasons we don't need to be doing any more pipelines is climate change. We need to be putting our resources into alternative energy. Other countries are doing it, and we're not. We are the backwards bunch. And it disturbs me to my core that we have not progressed beyond this point as a species. At least we haven't over here. But, okay, climate change. It does not matter one iota whether you believe in it or not. Okay? What matters, and most of the people who don't believe in it are Christian. Okay? They think it's a conspiracy theory. I, myself, believe it's a combination of man and natural causes. The sun, our position in the galaxy right now, but also because of what man's doing. I mean, most definitely, man is having an impact on this. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. If you are a right-wing Christian, in the Bible it says that we are supposed to be caretakers of the earth. Caretakers. Okay, we are supposed to care for this planet that God gave us. And that's not what we're doing. We're raping the planet that God gave us. And I mean, the fracking is causing earthquakes. The oil drilling is causing, plate tectonics to every way that God has set up the planet is not. We're raping it. We're killing it. And it's going to kill us. It's going to kill your next generations. You should be for alternative energy too, because we are supposed to be caretakers of the planet. That's the only reason that's needed. Climate change is completely irrelevant. And a lot of people get mad when I say that, but I don't care. It's irrelevant. What's relevant is we live on this planet together, and we are supposed to care for this planet. So that's my little rant on the whole climate change issue. Yeah, I'm still limited to 15 minutes, but so I keep checking the clock here, which is hard because I'm a little bit vision impaired. These are my new glasses. I'm going to have some reading glasses soon, and then I'm going to have surgery, hopefully, if I can get it before they do anything to my benefits. But I wanted to tell you a story. This involves the Native Americans, how much you have no idea what's really going on. How much does not get reported. I used to work as a spiritual advisor and activist for prisons all over the country. And predominantly for Native Americans. And the things that went on are just completely insane. And I started out working in Texas. I started out with a Beaumont facility. Most of the prisons, I ended up, wow. I ended up with a caseload of about 300 or so inmates from various prisons. Most of them had no rights if they wanted to worship in their native traditions. All the prisons were set up for Christians. Now, they did allow prayer rugs for Muslims. They had a couple of things set up, but they had nothing for Native Americans at all. And we went through the prison systems and did whatever we could to help them be able to worship traditionally. And we provided them with supplies. They also helped if their prison allowed arts and crafts, they would make them and send them, and we would sell them, and that would help buy the supplies that the prisons needed for their spiritual practices. And we had to fight for it. We fought really hard because they didn't understand why any spirituality other than Christianity was needed. It was quite a battle, and but we were successful in many of the prisons, which was a wonderful thing. But I saw, the treatment of the Native American inmates was worse than the treatment of the black inmates, of the Hispanic inmates, of the white inmates. By far, it was worse. And another problem was so many of the Native American inmates were innocent. And you're going to say, oh, bullshit. But no. A high percentage of the Native American inmates were innocent. And the reason for that is something called reservation roundups, which, again, nobody knows about because it doesn't get reported. So I'm going to tell you a story in a different video about the Sioux Falls Pen in South Dakota. And hopefully that will give you an idea of things that you have no idea about, and maybe will make you think again about your stance on the Dakota Access Pipeline and things like that. But it will show you how little you truly know about things that are going on. So I'm going to cut this off here right now before it cuts me off, and I'll get to the second video in a little bit. Thank you for watching, everyone. And please don't forget to like the video, and subscribe if you like me. Subscribe if you don't. Please subscribe, like me.